squares, this 100 here is even, as well as this 100 there is also even. So what do? We'll open up two brackets, one with a minus, the other one with a plus. So what do? We take this 100, we divide it by 2. So we're going to have a to the power of 50, and then we take this 100 as well, and then we divide it by 2. So we're going to have b to the power of 50. And then we do the same with this one. We're going to have a to the power of 50, and then we're going to have b to the power of 50. Now, if we look at our denominator, it's a difference between two squares. It's a difference. There's a minus in between there. And we are going to divide the 50 by 2. There's 50 here, the power by 2. So we're going to have two brackets again because it's a difference between two squares. So we're going to have a minus here and a plus there. And then we're going to have a to the power of 25, b to the power of 25. And you write that exactly in the next bracket as well. All right. So then, if we look at our denominator, the only difference between two squares that we have is this part here, That's the only difference that we have. This one has a positive. It's not a difference between two squares because a difference should have a minus in between. This one is not a difference between two squares. Now this one has a minus in between. However, the 25s are not even numbers. Therefore, that cannot be a difference between two squares. So what do? Now let's work out this one here. We're going to have 50 divided by 2. We're going to have two brackets again. Two brackets. One with a plus, the other one with a minus. And we're going to have a to the power of 25, b to the power of 25, a to the power of 25, b to the power of 25. So then we write everything else, a to the power of 50 plus b to the power of 50, close the bracket, put it over. So we're going to have a to the power of 25 minus b to the power of 25. Then we're going to have a to the power of 25 plus b to the power of 25. So this will cancel out with that. This will cancel out with that, and then that will cancel out with this. So our final answer is then going to be A50 plus B50. So let's start with the top first. What do? We have to make the denominators the same here. So we're going to multiply this by 8, multiply that by 8, and then we're going to have x over 16 minus 8 over 16. Then we move to the bottom. Put this over 1. So we have to make this denominator and that denominator the same. So we multiply this by 32, multiply that by 32. So what we're going to have, we're going to have x squared minus 32 minus 2 times 32 is what? Is 64 over 32. So what we are going to have at the top, the denominators are the same. So we're going to say x take away 8 over 16. And then we're going to bring the line there. And then here we're going to say x squared minus 64 over 32, since the denominators are the same. Now, if we rewrite that, we're going to have x minus 8 over 16 divided by x squared, take away 64 over 32. Now, what do? We do the keep, change, and then you flip. So you keep the first fraction as it is. So you're going to have x minus 8 over 16. We change the division sign into a multiplication. We multiply and then we flip the 2. We take this one goes up and then this one goes down. So we're going to have 32, not 6, but 32 over x squared minus 64. Right. Now, we can see that this 16 goes into itself one time, 16 goes into 32 two times. But then now we can see that this is a difference between two squares. So let me just rewrite everything down. So we have x minus 8 over 1 multiplied by 2. We're going to have here, it's a difference between two squares. So square root of 64 is 8. And then if we divide this by 2, we're going to have 1. So we're going to have two brackets. Let's open two brackets. Put a plus, minus, and then we're going to have x. Square root of 64. Square root of 64 is going to be 8. So we're going to have 8 there, and then we're going to have 8 there. And then we're going to have x here. So what do? We cancel out this, we'll cancel out with that. All right? And what we're going to have in our final answer, so we're going to have 1 there. 1 times 2 is going to be 2 over 1 times x plus 8 is going to be x plus 8. And this is our answer. The top part, is the difference between two squares. So anything to the power of 0 is always 1. So what are we going to have? We're going to have 1 over 9 x squared minus 1 over 1 minus 1/3, 1 over 3 x. So now it's a difference between two squares. 9 is a square number. 1 is a square number. So square root. So we're going to have a plus and a minus here. Square root of 1 is just going to be 1. 9 is going to be 3. So we're going to have x here because 2 divided by 1 is 2. And then square root of 1 is just 1. So we're going to have 1 over 3 x. And we're going to have 1 there. And then below, we're going to have 1 minus 1 over 3x. So now we can see that these two can be the same. So what do? What we need to do is, let me just rewrite this. It's going to be 1/3, add 1, open a bracket, 1/3 x, take away 1. And then what we do here is we factor out -1. So if we factor out -1, this is then going to be 1/3 x minus 1. If you multiply this out, it will give you this. Yeah. All right. So what do we do now? Now these two are exactly the same. So what do? We cancel them out. We're going to have a 1 here. So then we'll have 1 over 3 x, add 1, divided by -1. This is just the same as saying -1, 1 over 3x, add 1. If we multiply the negative out throughout, we're going to have -1 over 3x minus 1. That's our answer.